Hi guys. Well, many people spent a lot of time making sourdough bread during the pandemic. I ended up watching the behind the scenes for season 1 of Spongebob, and I like that little reference you guys have for the title zone being like the inner title zone and how Stephen originally named it.
Wow, that's a deep dive.
I wanted to actually get a really big deep dive from the three of you, Bill, Jill, and Tom. What was it like when Stephen pitched you guys the original voices? Because I did hear from those behind the scenes like he did those voices for you, and then you guys kind of extrapolated from that, developing your guys' respective characters?
I think it's got to start with Tom, because Tom was cast first.
Yeah, I don't know that Stephen, the great thing about Steve is that he didn't do the voices for you. Like he wouldn't go, I want Patrick to sound like this, I want Spongebob to sound like this. He would just tell you what the personalities were and show you all the material, drawings and paintings and thumbnail, little paragraphs about who they were and what made them tick, and then he would leave it up to you to do the math, and when he was auditioning people, like with me, I knew Steve on Rocco's Modern Life. It was his first gig in animation, my first gig. Maybe about your first, Carlos? Yes. Yeah, a lot of people that work on SpongeBob now, and he just basically gave it to me, and said, you're SpongeBob, and now I'm going to worry about everybody. And now I don't have to worry about the lead character. I know you're SpongeBob. I don't want, and which is very nice. And then he said, who's SpongeBob's sidekick going to be?
So when I came in, he actually had this little cassette tape recorder in an office.
Very close.
Boys off the coffee table.
Cut your jib. He played.
Who showed you my jib?
He played Sponge Boy, which was the character's name then, for me, and said Patrick is the counterbalance to him. So lucky for me, that was in my wheelhouse. What about?
Well, for me, I wasn't. I think Steve originally wanted Karen to be, if I remember it correctly, that he wanted the character to just be like, I don't know, once or twice or something, and he named the character after his wife, Karen, and I think he wanted her to do the voice because she did an impression of like an aunt of hers from the Midwest, but then she decided at the last minute she didn't want to do it.
She got cold feet.
She got cold feet. So Steve asked me to do it, and I remember what he said. He said, the character has kind of a nasal voice, it's kind of nasal. He goes, just use your own voice. Backhanded compliment.
Fingernails on a chalkboard and falling.
Can you do that? Yes, you can. So what I did was I kind of took my mom and Tom's mom, who's from upstate New York, Syracuse, so she's got, and married them. And so Karen is a little Chicago, a little upstate New York, and just very, kind of, I don't know, nasal like my own voice.
Steve was right. Always is. Briefly, I will say that, like, Steve, no, I've never known anybody to cast a show, voices in a show like this. Like, it was more about tone, in terms of the voices, it was about tonality with Steve. Like he's like, SpongeBob is here, so we need to go to this town here, and then I think I want the crabby guy to be in this town here. Here. And so it was almost like woodwind strings, and percussion. Wow. He really did almost like a music. It was very musical, and I've never encountered that before or since. It was pretty nuts, And he never, as far as I know, he never really would go make it sound like this because he wasn't an actor. He didn't want to be.
And I think the writing is so great that it helped us too as the characters. It's on the page for you. You know who Mr. Krabs is. You know who Plankton is. I think it helps with the voice. For like Plankton. Just his character and what his character is saying and what his character is feeling. It kind of helps, him to do the voice. Yeah. It was a really good Plankton, I think.
That was like a nasal Plankton.
Fantastic question. I'm so glad you guys could do that.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Hey, thanks.